My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to break down my favorite Underdog Fantasy entry for UFC Paris. If you don't know what Underdog Fantasy is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say higher or lower than any of the numbers you see on the screen, and you can 20 times your money. 20 times your money. It is the highest payout in daily fantasy prop games. It is not even close. The next closest is 10 times. So it's double the next closest as far as payout is concerned. And they even have the insured option where you can get some wrong and still get paid. The only thing you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/underdog. If you use promo code WWP, they will instantly match your deposit. They will give you free money. If you give them $20, they'll give you $20. If you give them $100, they'll give you $100. Take the very free money and build yourself an entry. This is every single sport. You can see some of these sports here on the left. Obviously, all the big ones and then some of the weird ones. I don't know how the hell you do this for esports, but people do. Just get your free money, build your entry, whether it's MMA, football, or whatever else. WeWantPicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP. Let's go ahead and break this down. I don't love this card. There's a lot of weird spots, a lot of names we've never seen before, and I'm not going to lay out money on a bunch of regional fighters fighting in the UFC for the first time ever in a country with different judges, and there's just too much going on there. But I think we've got some solid spots for the people we do know. Right out of the gate, Gane, if you think he finishes Spivac, then bang, just throw that in there, done. You're good to go. If you think he loses, obviously, or doesn't finish Spivac, then hit the lower. I'm going to leave this alone. There's too many, a heavyweight main event. There are too many things going on there for me to be that confident. What I do like here is higher than 1.5 takedowns for Fiorot. I think Fiorot wins this fight. She's fighting Rose Namajunas. In theory, she won't even need the takedowns, I don't think. But Rose is a former champion. She's earned the belt twice. And she does have some tricks up her sleeve, including in the striking department. So Manon may go over to wrestling, may start to shoot some takedowns, hold her against the cage, trip her, drag her to the mat, just to do it, just to lock up rounds. She has takedowns in every single one of her fights. And frankly, she's going to be much bigger, much stronger, and she should be able to get these takedowns much easier than some other ones. And now we have an interesting line here with Benoit Saint Denis. They upped his takedown line to 2. We don't have 1.5. He needs to have 3 takedowns for this to get paid. 2 takedowns is a push. They cancel it out, and then the odds adjust here, or the payout adjusts here. So we're going to go to fight minutes, 11.5. I'm going to go higher. The reality is, yes, Benoit's got a bunch of finishes, a bunch of first and second round finishes, but he's fighting Thiago Moises. Thiago Moises is not the kind of guy that you're just going to go rip his head off and leave like nothing happened. Yes, he has been embarrassed before, but he was, Joel Alvarez, who I actually can't stand, but that guy's got incredible striking. He's ridiculously long. Benoit does have power in his hands, but he's just going to bomb, shoot takedowns. Thiago's definitely good enough to not get submitted on the ground. His striking should be good enough to not be knocked out on the feet. So I think this is going to go a little bit longer. I think we do go to the third round, and we just need 1.5 minutes into the third round. I do think that happens, so we'll go ahead and grab that. As we work our way down, Volkan Ozdemir, too many question marks here. He can be chinny. His opponent hits like a freight train, but never fought anybody good. There's too many question marks to do anything with that fight. Same with Morgan, UFC debut, not touching it. Ange Loosa, we have 79.5 significant strikes. He had a takedown line on here, and they took it away. If you're a premium member, you saw that the entry we put up was 1.5 takedowns, and we picked the higher. It is gone. That line must have been hammered, so they're either adjusting the line or they're going to bring it back, or they just took it off the board entirely. But that line is gone, but it's okay because we're going to work our way to Jocelyn Edwards, and we're going to do more than 69.5 significant strikes. This was 65.5 earlier. So we hit this earlier. Premium members, and these are people who have gone to WeWantPicks.com. They click the button at the top. They pay the $10. Premium members got this at 65.5 significant strikes. There's a 4-strike difference, obviously, between 65 and 69. I still think we should be okay. If you go through Jocelyn Edwards' strikes, yeah, she didn't get there in her last fight. But that was an incredibly sloppy fight with a good amount of grappling. But in her fight before that against Ji Yoon Kim, mostly striking, 101 strikes. Before that, Rorona Pascal, mostly striking, 164 strikes. Her first fight in the UFC, Wu Yanan, 88 significant strikes. So when she's fighting another striker, she gets past this number. She will be fighting another striker in this matchup. I'm going to go over to Rivals. We're going to see if they have, and we're going to pick MMA because that's the sport we're looking at here. Let's see if they have an Angelusa takedown line here, because that might be our way around the system. And they do. So what Rivals is they take the fighters fighting each other in the fight. So we have Reese McKee taking on Angelusa, and they just say, who's going to get more in this fight? In this case, it's takedowns. Who's going to get more takedowns, Angelus or Reese McKee? Obviously, it's Angelus. So they're giving Reese McKee 1.5 to start. So we're just going to select Angelusa here. And all this is saying is if Angelusa gets 2 takedowns, he hits. We get paid, he wins. If he doesn't get 2 takedowns, or if he does get 2 and then Reese gets 1, then he needs to get 2 more than Reese does. Reese isn't going to be shooting takedowns. That's not what this guy does. He's a long, rangy striker. So we're going to grab it here. That line doesn't exist on the front page anymore, but we're going to grab it in Rivals. And this is our entry. I've already placed this entry, so let me go ahead and show it to you now. This is the entry we had earlier. We had Man and Fiorot, more or higher on 1.5 takedowns. Benoit Saint Denis, more or higher than 11.5 fight minutes. Jocelyn Edwards, more or higher than 65.5 significant strikes. And then here's that Angelusa takedown line that we don't see anymore, but you can work your way around it with the Rivals. That is our entry. 4 correct plays. I did the insured cash out just in case one of these goes awry. If I get all these right, $120. I put 20 down. I'll get $120 back on 20. If I get 3 out of 4 correct, I'll get $30 on my 20. Solid profit there. WeWantPicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP. Let them match your deposit. You can throw as much money as you want on this. I'm just doing $20 here or there because I'm filming these videos week in and week out. WeWantPicks.com/underdog, promo code WWP.